Hey guys, it's that Dividend guy coming at you with another stock market news update. Today we are looking at AT&T's Warner Media and what they just announced. So this is huge. It's kind of what Disney did with Mulan, but it's a little different because Warner decided to do this indefinitely. So a while back, Disney released Mulan on its streaming service instead of releasing it into theaters. But Warner's doing something a little bit different. So the headline is your movie theater experience is going extinct. AT&T's Warner Media Thursday said that its entire slate of 2021 theoretical releases will debut free for US subscribers at HBO Max at the same time they hit theaters. It's the boldest move from a major movie studio grappling the theater shutdowns due to the COVID pandemic. Other studios have done various experiments with movie releases this year, but the signs are clear that theaters' exclusive windows for movies are going extinct. The theoretical window isn't broken, but it is full of cracks. So many other digital trends that have been accelerated by COVID-19, the way we watch theoretical releases saw big changes throughout 2020. The most significant shakeup on Thursday, AT&T's Warner Media announced that all 2021 theoretical releases from Warner Bros. Will debut simultaneously on HBO Max for US subscribers at no extra cost. That means that if you're already an HBO Max subscriber, you'll get to watch blockbusters like Dune, The Matrix 4, and The Suicide Squad from your living room couch instead of risking a trip to the theater next year. Warner Media previously announced that Wonder Woman 1984 will debut on HBO Max on Christmas Day. Everyone saw this coming with the rise of streaming video, interest in going to the theater, and spending all that time and money to watch a 2 hour movie plummeted, except for the biggest blockbusters. The smartest thinkers in the media saw the not too distant future where lining up outside a movie theater release would come on each event only for the most dedicated moviegoers. And then COVID hit and theaters were forced to close, and studios had to dream up innovative ways to get eyeballs on their slate of 2020 releases. There's been a lot of experimentation throughout the year from various studios. Early in the pandemic, Disney released its Pixar movie Onward directly to its Disney Plus streaming service, for example, and several movies like Universal's Trolls World Tour and Kings of Staten Island were released straight on demand platforms. But as it becomes clear that theaters will remain closed for months or reopen with strict capacity restrictions, studios were forced to get even more creative as 2020's blockbuster movies saw delay after delay. So after several delays, Disney released its $200 million film Mulan on Disney Plus for a one-time $30 fee. Disney hasn't reported revenue for Mulan yet, but executives promised more details on the theoretical release strategy at the company's Investor Day set for Thursday. It'll be interesting to see how Disney's 2021 plans compare to Warner Media's bold move this week. NBC Universal negotiated a smaller theoretical window with major theater chains like AMC and Cineplex, so movies can go straight to the on demand platforms in a month or less, down from the standard 90-day window. Keep in mind that studios are careful to say these moves are all temporary and they would like to keep their relationships with theaters once the pandemic is over. It's safe to go out to see movies again. Everyone should take a breather, Warner Media CEO Jason Kyler told CNBC's Alex Sherman in an interview Thursday. Let's let next the next 6 to 10 months play out and then we'll check back in. He also left room to maintain the disruptive model that he announced on Thursday. Certainly, it's a pandemic related. That's why we're doing it. We haven't spent one brain cell on what the world looks like in 2022. He also declined to predict where things will stand a year from now. And the market sees the reality of the situation. AMC shares tanked 16% on Thursday following Warner Media's announcement, a sign that investors think that straight to home releases of movies is a trend other studios will jump on and customers will prefer. Clearly, Warner Media intends to sacrifice a considerable portion of the profitability of its movie studio division and that of its production partners and filmmakers to subsidize its HBO Max startup. AMC CEO Adam Aron said in a statement Thursday, "As for AMC, we do all in our power to ensure that Warner does not do so at our expense. We will aggressively pursue economic terms and preserve our business." On the other hand, there's a risk for the studios. Is it worth spending $100 million or more on a blockbuster that'll be released directly to consumers in their homes at no extra cost if they're subscribers of any given streaming service? Even if we're trending towards a majority streaming future for movies, theaters are where studios make a lot of their money, especially in international markets. The economics just don't work out. Publishing your best content into a subscription window caps the upside on the truly mega hits that will drive all of your profit. And move into HBO Max undoubtedly will have a downstream impact on the home video and rental revenue streams as well. Assuming these factors lead to lost revenue of 1.2 billion, HBO Max's annual average subscriber base will need to be 8.4 million higher than the status quo to restore current revenue levels. In other words, Warner Media will have to hope millions more sign up for HBO Max next year if it wants to make up the expensive production cost of its upcoming movies. And if Media continues to move down its path, it will have to take on more debt to produce movies for HBO Max, with the hopes that AT&T investors will believe it's building the next Netflix. That will be hard to sell to the execs at AT&T, considering the company is already saddled with loads of debt from the Time Warner acquisition itself. In the meantime, we will continue to see a lot of experimentation from studios as the pandemic rages on. It might be a hybrid model where you get a one-time fee to watch a movie through a given streaming service like Disney's Mulan did, or go straight to on-demand services after a shorter than normal theoretical window like NBC Universal, or just give the movies away for free, hoping it convinces more people to subscribe to your streaming service like Warner Media did. So all three big conglomerates are doing something different. Disney charged a one-time fee for you to own the movie. NBC is saying we're going to give it to the movie theaters at a shorter amount of deterioration, so they're more likely to come to our service. And then Warner's just like, take the movies, we don't even care. But the signs are clear that we are in early innings for theatrical windows going away for good. We have a hard time believing that the messaging that this is only temporary for 2021. However, even if that might be the current plan today, once the window's changed, it'll be hard to go back. So guys, how do you feel about AT&T releasing straight to HBO Max? Do you think that they're going to lose? I do agree. I think they will lose a decent amount of revenue from not putting it into theaters. And as they said in the article, they would have to have a huge subscriber base to get that subscription cost, to get the funding back that they would get from it being in the theaters. So the issue that I see with this is movie theaters provide a huge revenue stream for new releases for these movie production companies, and they're kind of slaves to the movie theater business simply because that's how they generate a lot of their revenue. But the question is, do the movie production studios think that they can put the movies out like say HBO Max is doing for free with the regular subscription model and have enough people join that it will kind of offset the cost of not being in the movie theater? And then at the same time, I think that they're right. I think that it'll be a while before people are comfortable, going into a mass of a movie theater. Masses of people are going into movie theaters again and feeling comfortable and safe and whatnot during the pandemic. So I think that they're in the right mindset. I just don't know if the subscription model is enough on its own for, say, Warner Media to combat the losses that they would have, or the loss of revenue that they would have from a major theoretical release. I think the healthiest thing to do out of the three, because Disney charged for Mulan and they made some money doing that. NBC said that they're not going to have as long of a duration at the movie theater, and AT&T is saying we'll just put them on our streaming service and people will come. It's like Field of Dreams, build it and people will come, right? So I think the healthiest model is actually somewhere in the middle. I do think movie theaters are on their way out, so I think NBC is at a little bit of a disadvantage here. I do think that the model that Disney is doing is the most profitable one, where you charge people so they get the subscription monthly, right? Then they charge extra for the movie, and here's the thing: they charged $30 for Mulan. Honestly, if you're a single person, if you do that compared to a movie theater price, I probably would. I didn't buy Mulan, but if you have like a family of five, like families that the demographic that they're targeting as Disney targets anyway. Family of 3 or 4, that would have been like $30 to go to the movie anyway. So those people are actually saving money. Disney still gets, relative, like a close amount. But the thing is, they still get their revenue from ticket. Technically, so this is why This is why I like that model. So Disney's still getting what they would charge for tickets, right? But they're not having to pay for the concessions, which is where movie theaters make their money. So the thing is, Disney is actually getting Disney's actually getting the best deal, right? Because they're getting that subscription fee just like Time Warner. but then they're still getting what they would be quote unquote ticket prices that NBC Universal will get from having it at the theater. So I think Disney actually has the best business model here. I do see the power that AT&T's HBO Max is doing, that if you put the content out there, they will come. But the thing is, you're not charging anything for the movie. So people are technically buying, you know, HBO Max, and you're not getting anything outside of the incentive for people to sign up with the new movie. But with Disney, they're charging people for the movie plus they're getting that regular subscription fee. So out of the three, I think Disney actually has the best thought process on. I think they have the best business model and way of attacking, because they're not. Disney's getting it both ways, where NBC Universal is hoping people go to movies and still trying to keep a good relationship with the theaters, but they're going to see a lack of revenue because they're in the movie theaters. Um, and then you have HBO Max, who's saying the new content is enough to get people to subscribe. But then, as you guys saw in the article, I think it said they needed 8.4 million subscribers in order to offset the cost of not being in the theaters at all. So NBC would technically come out ahead of AT&T in that business model, but then Disney's got the trophy here because they still get the transaction like they're in the movie theater for a $30 Mulan, upcharge for the movie, but then they still get that subscription fee. So Disney's actually going to come out ahead, way way ahead here, because they're not losing anything by not being in the theaters if people are willing to pay for the extra for that content, which a lot of people did pay extra for Milan. So I think they're going to come out ahead. Anyways, guys, how do you guys feel about Warner Media releasing the same movie in theaters as they are uh, on their streaming service? Or sorry, NBC Universal doing it together. How do you feel about HBO Max doing it strictly on their service? And do you guys think Disney makes content good enough to charge for it? Like I said, I think it makes sense because it's about what you'd pay, a family would pay to go to a movie anyway. So I'm a big fan of all three. The biggest fan of AT&T's Warner Media because I'm a bigger shareholder. But let me know what you guys think. Who do you think is going to win in this? I think Disney's got the best model and the best content. So thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to hit the subscribe button, and when you do, hit the bell notification so you don't miss any updates. I will be posting a portfolio update Monday through Friday, and then I'll do a video for dividend increases and dividend news and stock market news, whatnot, Tesla videos and whatnot throughout the week. So I have 2 videos coming out every single day, and I'm super excited about it. If you guys like longevity and you know perseverance and putting videos out, make sure you guys show that you're thankful by hitting the subscribe button. It really means a lot. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next stock market news update. Take care, guys.